it's me again. Today we're going to be discussing effective blocking. I mentioned blocking in an earlier video, saying that it was just another word for adding decided actions or movements. And while this is true, it's a pretty general definition. Blocking actually encompasses a lot of other little things. Today we're going to be discussing the four main components of blocking. First, transitional walking. Second, gestures. Third, eye contact. And fourth, facial expressions. Number 1, transitional walking. This may be a new term for you, especially if you've never been in speech and debate before. Transitional walking simply means moving a few steps to the left or right from the center of the room every time you begin a new paragraph or start talking about a new idea. For example, at the beginning of your speech, you're going to stand front and center. When you begin your second paragraph, move either a few steps to the right or to the left. Then, move again when you start another idea. I'll talk you through this process. Begin your speech front and center in the middle of the room. When you begin your second paragraph, let's say you take 3 steps to the left. Then, when you begin your third paragraph, take 6 steps to the right. This gives the audience equal opportunity to see your face and connect with you personally. When you begin your fourth paragraph, move back to the center. Speak, and then when you're ready to move on to your fifth and usually final paragraph, simply take 1 step forward. Not only will this make your audience more engaged for your final words, it also makes it so you don't end awkwardly on one or the other end of the room. Just remember, this process is not set in stone. You can make adjustments if you have more paragraphs or more ideas within a single paragraph. Just don't go crazy. You want your actions to look like decided movements and not just anxious footsteps. Number 2, gestures. This is probably a term you're a little bit more familiar with, and in speech and debate its meaning is basically the same. It's just hand or head movements made at a certain time in your speech to emphasize what you're saying. For example, if you're addressing the audience directly, you might point at them. You need to pay more attention to recycling. If your speech says something addressing we as a society, you might make a movement with your hands, palm up towards the entire audience. For example, we need to be more loving and caring and less judgmental of each other. One important thing to remember about gestures is that while they do need to be practiced and decided, you also have to make them look completely natural during performance. It can be a difficult thing to master, finding that balance between practiced and totally natural. But once you do find that balance, it will make your presentation absolutely wonderful. Step 3, eye contact. This step is pretty self-explanatory. Look at the people you're talking to. Make eye contact with members in your audience, going from left to right around the room every so often, and specifically pay attention to making eye contact with your judges. They're the people you want to impact the most. If you say something that's especially inspiring, or that's really serious, or a message you really want somebody to take with them, look directly at your judges. They'll remember something you said to them directly. One thing I've remembered about this particular thing in blocking is something a judge said to me a couple years back in speech and debate. She said, "I like it when people talk to me, not at me." Remember that and you'll be crystal clear. Number 4, body language. Body language actually encompasses a lot of little things. The first is how you stand. You want to be planted, but you don't want to look like a robot either. I found it helpful to keep one foot slightly in front of the other one. This will make it so you're planted and you don't move around a lot, but you won't look like a robot either. You'll stay professional and relaxed. Just make sure not to shift your weight back and forth from one foot to the other. The second thing body language encompasses is what to do with your hands when you're not making a gesture. It can be awkward to find a place that feels comfortable for them. The easiest thing to do is to let them rest at your side when you're not making a specific gesture or movement. It can be kind of difficult not to talk with your hands, but believe me, there is nothing more annoying than someone who can't let their hands rest when they're trying to talk to you. If you're comfortable with having your hands at your sides, your judges will notice that and will feel more comfortable listening to you. The last thing body language encompasses is facial expressions. It may seem a small thing, but facial expressions can make or break your performance. When you're saying something exciting, look excited. When you're saying something serious, be serious. You get the idea. But the most important thing to pay attention to is what your resting face is. Basically what your face looks like when you're not making a specific facial expression. The best thing to do is to keep a slight smile on your face and keep your eyebrows raised. This will make it not only so that your audience stays engaged, but you stay engaged as well. When you say the same speech 1,000,000 times per year, it can be easy to get bored with what you're saying and go on autopilot. People in the audience can tell. Keeping your face excited will help your audience stay engaged and will make your performance all the better. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!